Hello, welcome to Cushy TV, the Straight Talking YouTube channel. Welcome on the show today, one of my regulars, yes, Jack, the Cookie Kid Newham, yes, ex-professional fighter. Man who went toe-to-toe with the heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Dubois, and beat him. We're going to come to that later, we've said that enough now, but anyway.
Yeah.
But listen to a couple of fighting men who know fighting, yeah. We're going to talk, we're going to stamp out all the rubbish that's been going on recently with boxing. We're next going to talk about Darren Till, yeah, the Scouse boy who's going to take on Tommy Fury. And Big John Fury's antics, throwing water. He's back in there again, he's back at it, the boy, yeah.
He's back
at it, he's back.
He's getting a big name for himself.
And we're going to talk a bit about Iron Mike Tyson. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to start with the Iron Mike Tyson fight. We're going to go forwards to go backwards. A bit of a damp squid, eh?
Yeah.
And I'm going to come straight forward to the next fight that's now been press conference. I don't know if you've seen it. Darren Till, yeah, against Tommy Fury. Now, for me, Darren Till is clearly the undisputed, unified, whatever weight he fights at, super middle or light heavy, he's got to be the unified, best mouthpiece talking fighter ever. If we believe that guy, he would beat the whole world. Boy, does he talk a good fight. Now, what do you make of Darren Till?
I think he's just most of it is more talk just to sell the fight. But what he said in the press conference, if you ain't seen it, you need to watch it. It's probably got to be one of the funniest press conferences I've seen in a long time with Tommy Fury. Darren's calling Big John.
Are they Darren's real teeth?
No, I think they're turkey teeth.
Turkey teeth? He's 26.
Yeah, I think he's got.
What sort of life does he live to have turkey teeth before that?
I don't know.
You can come down if you want down to London and throw me up my head and break me neck and all that. Because he says to John Fury, he's 20 stone, you pick him up, snap his neck. That takes some doing when it's a 20 stone bloke. Pick him up, snap his neck.
That's a lot.
First you've got to stand still. Watch him in some UFC fight. He tried to pick up a 12 stone bloke. He couldn't do it.
No.
This bloke wouldn't let him.
No, I don't think that'd be.
And he lost the fight. I know he's a game bloke. He can fight, but come on. What sort of level of fighter are you? And I want to know what's happened to these teeth, turkey teeth at 26. What have you been drinking or smoking or taking or doing to have need turkey teeth at 26?
I know.
Anyway, so I'm just starting to wonder if you're a bit of a show pony. If it's a bit of a mouthpiece more than the actual action. What do you think?
I think what he's saying, I think he might do it because in the UFC game he does the same thing, but sometimes he backs it, sometimes he don't. So I think.
What do you mean by does the same thing?
Whatever he says, he'll do it, and then if he says what he's going to do, sometimes he don't do it. So he's like a 50-50 guy. So he say, I'm going to do this, but then he won't. But then he say, I'm going to do it, and then he actually does go and do it.
Well, he says he's going to kick Tommy Fury across the face
if he's losing, he says he's going to elbow him. Yeah, he says he's going to elbow him and kick him in the face if he's losing.
Well, I've got one message. Do you think the only bloke who can throw out a kick or an elbow? Do you think Tommy can't throw one then? Or a kick? He's a young athlete.
And then John Fury's throwing water.
I mean, John Fury's giving it a douse of water. Not petrol. He ain't got a lighter in petrol. He's dousing with water.
Nah,
then he thinks he can beat Mike Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
He's bringing him in. He's sparring with him. He can do that. And I'm thinking, hold on, this bloke ain't real. He's a bit false. I look at his gnashers, his down at your teeth. The old Amsteds, as we say in London, the Amsteds teeth, but they ain't real, eh?
No, they're turkey teeth.
I mean, you've got decent teeth. How old are you?
27.
He should have the same sort of teeth as you, shouldn't he?
I know, obviously don't look after.
How much has he spent in Turkey with them?
Probably like $5,000.
Yeah, probably 5k or something.
Yeah, just for a bit of white teeth done.
I don't understand that. Anyway, that's it. I'm talking about, will he beat Tommy Fury?
I just think it's just madness how boxing's come to, like, boxers fighting on misfits now. It's just a bit weird, but on paper, Tommy Fury should win.
Well, do you know what I think he'll win? I think he'll already go and draw your money. If you're in any concern, Tommy Fury's already won.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he's already won.
He
comes out of this southpaw stance. He looks decent, okay for a novice, the other bloke, but Tommy Fury's a more matured novice.
Yeah, of course he is.
And so it'll end in a damn squid, because I don't think Tommy Fury's a strong lad. I don't think he'll probably knock him over. He might not, but it'll be a one-sided points win for Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
And be warned, if you want to go and pay for it on his own and all this, that and the other, but it's going to be another damn squid.
Yeah.
Like the Paul Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, yeah, that was upsetting to be fair. seeing Mike
Well-
Tyson getting in there. It was upsetting. It was just weren't right to watch. It just weren't nice to see Mike Tyson in at 58 years of age
Well,
and taking on the youngsters. It's just like,
I actually saw him on the chair in about the 6th or 7th round come
Yeah.
back, and I felt sorry for Mike. I'm a bit of a Marmite with Mike Tyson. He shows emotion, he cries, so he shows
Yeah.
heart and love, and other times he wants to eat people's children and talk. So I'm a bit mixed, but I actually felt sorry for him on
Yeah.
that chair, thinking, you look like an old warrior here that shouldn't be doing this, mate.
no.
And it can only be done for one thing. It's only for money, and he needed to fight for money. If he'd have had his worth of £100 million in the bank, trust me, he would have been doing it.
Yeah.
Could have only been for money, couldn't it? And I actually
Yeah.
felt a bit sorry for him.
Yeah, it was
Do you
upsetting.
think Jake Paul could have put the throttle down and stopped him?
If he wanted
knocked
to,
him out?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think, personally,
I could
I
see
don't
that.
think Jake Paul should have boxed someone that old anyway. I think if that was like me or Joe Boy, we'll get told off for that. We'll say, oh, you're not right for doing that.
Well, 100%. It says in the Bible, help your elders, you know.
Respect
Treat them like your
elders.
parents,
Yeah.
respect your elders, right? It's in the Bible. It's what you know, we're a Christian country with predominance, right?
Yeah.
That's our main religion, and that's what we're meant to do. If somebody says to me now, if somebody calls out a big fight, and like a 59, 60-year-old for me, yeah, I'm 53.
Yeah.
I can't win the fight. The reason I can't win the fight is because the bloke's 6 years older than me. And we're talking 6 years. We're
Yeah.
talking 31
No.
years. Yeah, I can't win the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Morally, I can't win.
no.
If I fight a 53-year-old, I can win.
Yeah.
If I fight a 40-year-old, I can win. But I can't beat a 59-year-old because if you beat them, you haven't won anything because you fight an old. Yeah. So for me,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fight anybody at
No,
that age.
no.
No way.
It's just not.
Unless they talk about a stupid money, they've been saying could be orchestrated
Yeah.
and made up, and that's exactly what's happening. It is made up stuff.
Yeah,
And this is not real boxing.
boxing.
This is bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just all about money now. I said to one of my mates at work, I said within the next 3 or 4 years, boxing will be like UFC, not UFC, WWE tag team.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think they've already done it somewhere. But don't it make you wonder, you finish your boxing career through the stress of selling tickets. Yeah. And you're a good fighter, you're a good town hall fighter, ready to go up, you know, you could have fought for titles, no doubt about it. Jack's a good fighter, I've seen him fight. And when I say town hall, like the York Hall, Bethnal Green, 2,000 people, you know, a good fighter, a proper good fighter with a good amateur pedigree, you know, a guy that was, you know, out there fighting all the amateurs, a bloke that beaten Daniel Dubois and got robbed as an amateur, proper good fighter. But what's the biggest purse you made?
Probably $2,000 and that's it.
£2,000. There you go. Now this guy's ahead. His ability is ahead of the guys we're talking. His ability is ahead of Tommy Fury. He's different weights, but he was ahead of Tommy Fury by a bit, not by massive amounts, but he is ahead of Tommy Fury, and they're getting like millions of pounds. You're
Yeah.
getting $2,000. So this is what we're trying to get. So it will be a damn squid, this
Yeah.
Darren Till fight. But I've got to say, Darren, you are the ultimate champion. You are the best mouthpiece I've ever seen.
He has got a good mouth.
I tell you what, the old
He does sell a
mouthpiece,
fight,
it matches the old Amsterdam, doesn't it?
He does sell a
I
fight.
want to know, you give a comment on the channel, why did you go to Turkey and get these?
I know.
What's that
No,
all
no,
about at
I
that
don't-
age? What sort of life has he lived before
I
that?
don't know.
Hope you weren't doing anything too sinister.
No.
You get bad teeth like that. Anyway, we won't go on about his ashes
No.
too much, but I just thought I was very young to have that type set of teeth, yeah. So you're moving on, Big John, he's back, the boy, he's back with the water dousing.
He's back with a.
Are we going to get tired of this because it's predominant, isn't it? Are we going to get
think-
tired of trying to sell fights we know ain't going to be proper? And are we going to get tired of Big John dousing people?
I
with
think
water and
he's
shower?
down for a fight in the ring with someone. I think that's what it is. I think he wants someone to give him a good call out.
Yeah, that's happened.
I know, we know. He's been called out loads of times, never took the.
I mean, to be fair with you, I don't know how orchestrated the press conference was, but
Oh, you got to watch it, it's
the
funny.
bloke with the MCD from the Scouts, Darren Till,
Down till.
he did antagonise and stuff there. That wasn't John's fault, was it? Do you know what I mean? I think if I'd have been there and he having to go up my son like that, I'd have probably tried to get round, I would have probably
Yeah.
shake his hand and punched him straight in the new handset instead of dousing him with the water, because he was going on a bit much,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, he kept
he?
going.
Pick it up 20 and I'll snap your neck and I'll do this
Yeah.
and No, you can't. You don't do that to your existing opponents when you mean to. So you won't be able to do it to them guys.
Respect your opponents at all times, I think.
Respect your opponents at all time. But it's another load of hype
and
to sell a fight, and it's going to be a damn squid.
Yeah,
and by the way, we wish you all the best. Removing all of the bollocks aside, if you're making the money, it is not your fault, Darren, and it ain't your fault, Tommy. It's probably what we would all like, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Knock on your door, Joe. Oh, do you remember all those knuckle fights you used to have when you was a youngster and all those hard fights? Yeah, we got a really easy one for you for 4 million.
Oh, go on then.
I don't want that, mate. Sorry, no. Can't be having that.
No.
You know what I mean? 4 million. I've got to fight for nothing for family right up the road and you're freezing cold outside, I say, and breaking bones. I can't be having 4 million quid for a nice tap around. No, thanks. A nice off, I ain't having it. You can't blame them, can you?
No.
No, I mean, you get up at 5 a.m. If somebody said to you, I'm going to give you 100 grand for a fight, let alone 4 million, what would you do? You know, you get up at 5 a.m. to go to work, what would you do with your training, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, it's hard work. It'd be hard.
Oh, mate.
I wouldn't do it.
No, of course not. You wouldn't fight for 4 million, no, mate. Sorry, son. We'll go back to the York Hall and fight for 1,700 quid, yeah? And we'll go into a 3-month training camp, do that.
That'll do, but York Hall's better. Best thing ever.
Yeah, that's a proper boxing. If ever you guys ever want a day out to London, find a show. Yeah, find a York Hall, get up on the balcony. It's like a ringside seat. Trust me, if you ain't been there, it's the business.
Yeah,
you can see some great undercard. You see 10, 12, 14 shows on fights on a show, and you watch a journeyman go to work. You watch the up and coming go to work. It's just a great show, isn't it?
And it's good atmosphere as well. Where it's all cramped in, you get the best atmosphere ever.
So I take it we're not going to watch Tommy Fury and Darren Till live, are we?
Oh, won't be. No.
We're not going to travel there, are we?
No.
January 18 now, I've got something better to do.
I've got better things to do.
It's going to be that, and as I say, we've got all this
I'd rather work.
Tommy Fury points win. But Darren will have a nice wad of cash.
Yeah, of course he will.
He will have a serious amount of cash. And he could probably go again.
Yeah, of course he will.
That's the thing.
He'll have this fight and then probably going back into UFC.
At your level, when you lose, you go down and then you say, where are we? Can't win this. You know, you didn't fight the Southern Aries title, but you're at that level. If you didn't win it, you're back down the ladder. These boys don't win it, they're back out again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fighting Baby Butlin or something. They've got all weird names now, haven't they? And Little Oak and Crazy Kid and all that game, isn't it? And Cuckoo Cuckoo and all that.
It's all nuts.
So when is this? How is it going to impact boxing? At the end of it, how is this going to impact boxing?
Personally, where boxing is going at the moment, I don't think it'll get any worse than it already is. I think it's just going to get worse and worse.
But I want to know how the small hall shows are going to end up. What's going to be the desire of a young kid wanting to come through, get a professional licence, challenge for a British title at a sort of light middleweight or something, get a purse of 75 grand. But if he goes on there and gets a social media platform going, he ends up getting gazillions of pounds.
Personally, I think now these boys all the next generation that are coming up, and they'll probably have to step up, go straight into the deep end, and fight all these big names straight away. Because otherwise they ain't going to get no one. Because you've got all these YouTubers coming involved, getting title fights straight away with like 6 fights. And I'm thinking, how's that working out? Look at Jake Paul. He wants to fight Daniel Dubois for a title.
He wants to, but Jake Paul's clever. Jake Paul knows that Daniel Dubois is not fighting. The IBF won't sanction it, so he knows he's not going to get that. No. But he's great. All right, he markets himself. Yeah. See, he's done it. The boy's done it. He's the measuring stick. He's the yardstick. We know how good Jake Paul is. Have you ever heard me boast about my fighting?
No. Maybe you should.
Well, I just said the other day, give me 4-month training, and I truly believe I'd beat Jake Paul.
You will, easy.
Right? You know, that's the level I think he's at, and I am an old boy. Yeah, maybe we do think we're better than we are. I am 53-year-old, but that's the level I think he's at. I still think I could hold my own with him, no trouble.
But you're fit.
But he's getting £80 million.
I know.
He's getting 80 million quid.
I know.
Do you know what I'm saying? For fights and all this stuff. So the moral of the story is, where on earth does boxing sit? You know, my grandfather was a town hall fighter. It was, you know, if number 23 in the country had to fight number 22, and they packed town halls out and without selling tickets. Them good old days. What would them boys think if they saw it now? You know, your Freddie Millses, your real hard men.
Embarrassed, disappointed. I don't think they'll be like, this ain't boxing. When we used to box, it was just boxers fighting boxers, not boxers fighting YouTubers, YouTubers fighting UFC fighters, and boxers fighting UFC fighters. It just don't.
I would like to, you know what I would like to do? I'd like to be able to, you know, like if I wanted to
Yeah.
create, I could bring out a group of journeymen, yeah,
And fight these people.
historically, and they would beat the granny out of all of these so-called
Boxers.
the ones that are getting all the
Yeah.
millions of
Yeah.
pounds. Journeymen that would not only beat them, they'd wipe the floor of them.
No,
Imagine
it's-
Tony Booth fighting these fellas. Do you know what I'm saying?
it would
Can
be
you imagine these type of fighters?
mismatch.
Who was a Welsh fighter I really liked. He really didn't have a good record. Andy Gerrard. I mean, them type of fighters everywhere. Can you imagine what he would do with Jake
Yeah.
Paul? And he was a guy that's had 60 fights and won 20. Imagine what he'd have done with Jake Paul.
So I mean, this all changed now. It's all about money now, don't it? It's all money.
It's a joke, isn't it?
I know.
This is why we're laughing about it. We're talking about it. So I really don't know what more we can add to this, but just be warned. We're warning you. Yeah, you could arguably say, well, why are you talking on YouTube? Well, it is talk. It's debate. We're having a chat. Are we open for like 100,000 viewers? I say, of course we are. We're open for a load of subscribers? Of course we are. But we're just talking the facts. There's a couple of boxing men here that know the facts. Tommy Fury will beat Darren Till, the Hampstead bloke, that a scout. He will beat him and it'll be a damn squid. It'll be a points decision to Tommy. And that's all we're saying. But wait for lots more to come. That fight will sell. You guys out there buy it. We're not buying it, are we?
No, I definitely
But
ain't.
we will watch the highlights.
We'll just watch
Just to
highlights
see
on
how wrong
YouTube.
and right we was, yeah. So, thanks for joining us again, Jack, always.
No
In the
problem.
meantime, remember, click and subscribe because we would like some millions as well.